The left-sided centre-back that Chelsea should sign instead of David Alaba and Sergio Ramos, episode 4. For cheap, good quality football jerseys, go over to www.jerseyfever.com, a link will be left in the description, and use code atlantisfootball to get 5% off. Before I get into the analysis, just give me 30 seconds to tell you about the OneFootball app, because this is the app I use to keep up to date with the latest circulating transfer rumours, and I find the match section on the app incredibly useful as well, as they have stats from matches from pretty much every league in the world, which is great for keeping up to date with the leagues, teams and players that you aren't able to watch as much as you would like. If you like this channel, you'll definitely love this app, and you'll be helping to support the channel directly, so click the link in the description to get the OneFootball app. So this is the 4th episode of the series. The other 3 will be linked in a playlist in the description below and in the eye above, so check out those for the right-sided centre-back and the left wing-back that I suggested for Chelsea to sign. In this video I will analyse the left-sided centre-back options for Chelsea to sign. As I talked about in the first video, I am suggesting these signings with the view that Tuchel will be using the 3-4-3 system as his primary system next year, but also potentially using a 4-at-the-back system more often as well. So in that left-sided centre-back position, Chelsea need a player who is a good one-on-one defender, as they will often be dragged out to defend in the channels when the left wing-back is high up the pitch with the attack. Pace is also something to look for, as Tuchel's aggressive pressing system does see Chelsea's backline look to push high up the pitch to make themselves vertically compact in order to compress the play. On the ball ability is also important. Rudiger is a good ball-playing centre-back, but I think he can be improved upon from a defensive point of view, as well as from an offensive one, by potentially finding a left-footed centre-back who is capable of progressing the play with incisive passes into players between the lines and through long passes to switch the play. We've seen how valuable left-sided centre-backs have become in the modern game, and this is because by having a left footer on the left side of the back three, they will naturally open up the play more by allowing the ball to roll across themselves onto their stronger left side, rather than narrowing the pitch by moving the ball onto their inside to use their preferred right foot. As you'll know from the first episode, I am targeting 3 or maybe 4 players at the most for Chelsea in this window, and in the second I talked about that option being relatively inexpensive, so the left-sided centre-back position Chelsea can afford to go and get the best option even if there is a high price attached. So what are the options for Chelsea in this position? Well, in terms of a world-class centre-back on the market this summer, Sergio Ramos is probably the best out there. He's one of the best ball-playing defenders in the world, so despite being right-footed, I think he could be a very good addition to Chelsea's side in that left centre-back position. However, Ramos is now 35, and with Thiago Silva being 36, Azpilicueta being 31 and Rudiger 28, Chelsea do need to look for a younger option so that that backline doesn't hit an aging decline around the same period, which is why I would avoid Ramos despite him being a fantastic player. David Alaba is another top level ball playing centre back who is out of contract in the summer. He is just 28-29 in June, so he isn't in that age bracket that Silva and Ramos are in. I think Chelsea should look to get Alaba if his wages aren't enormous, and if he wants to come, considering Real Madrid and Barcelona are also reportedly interested. His wages are a problem, which is why I would be hesitant, as you don't want to sign Alaba on a 5-year deal on big wages because he came with no transfer fee, and then end up with having him at 33-34, potentially in decline, but still on mega wages, which are hard to shift. This plus the fact that I don't think Chelsea will be able to land him anyway are why he isn't my main option. Pau Torres and Dan Axel Zagadou are both left-footed ball-playing centre-backs under the age of 25. Zagadou seems like a real talent, physical and a good passer, and having the pace and one-on-one defending ability to potentially make him a top-level left-sided centre-back in a back three. His contract also expires next summer, so he'd be available for a significantly reduced fee this summer, potentially as little as £20 million. However, the fact that he has had quite a few significant knee and ligament injuries in the last 2 seasons, seeing him play only 13 games this season, is something I'm concerned about. I spoke about this in my video analysing Liverpool's potential new signing Ibrahima Konate, and like Konate, this injury record and lack of consistent game time is a concern, which is why I'd avoid Zagadou due to better options. Pau Torres would be my backup option for Chelsea to sign in the left-sided centre-back position after the player I'm about to tell you about in a minute. So the Villarreal man would definitely be a very good signing for Chelsea. He ticked pretty much all of the boxes I've specified, but would cost £55 million, which is his release clause. And overall, I think the main option I've selected is better value for money, but also is a quicker defender and better in one-on-one defending situations, which is something that just gave him the edge over Torres. So my main target is going to be Sporting Braga's soon-to-be 22-year-old centre-back David Carmo. Carmo has attracted a lot of attention over the past year, and whilst he signed a contract until 2025, he does have a €40 million release clause in his contract, which is around £35 million. The reason I like Carmo so much is because he's a centre-back that combines ball playing ability, one-on-one defending, pace and physicality. He's 6'5" but is fluid with his movement and not clumsy at all. In this sense he reminds me a lot of Virgil van Dijk, who also is 6'5" as well, but moves like a Rolls Royce. Carmo's one-on-one defending ability is very good. He has played at left back for Braga, and you can see why, as he does have the pace to go up against quick wingers and is very strong in a tackle, timing his slide challenges very well. This tackling ability can be seen as in Liga NOS this season. Carmo has completed 1.7 tackles per 90, the 7th most of any centre-back in the league, whilst only being dribbled past 0.2 times per 90, giving him an extraordinary tackle completion rate of 89%. His positional awareness and reading of the game around the box is also pretty good as well. He senses danger, positions himself correctly, which enables him to get over and put in a block or a tackle. The only defensive weakness that he really has is that sometimes he overcommits. Here we can see that he gets dragged over into the channel with Pizzi, and when the pass goes into the Benfica winger, Carmo is quick to move to close him down, but his body positioning is wrong, which means that Pizzi's touch inside him completely wrong foots him. Aerially, Carmo is just as dominant, completing 2.6 aerial duels per 90, the 19th most of any centre-back in Liga NOS, whilst only losing 0.9 duels, giving him an aerial duel win rate of 72%. He isn't overly a front foot defender, but when he does move out of the back line, he's aggressive with the attackers, either quickly jumping out to make an interception or moving to them quickly to put in a tackle. So defensively he is solid, but on the ball he's also what you would call a ball playing centre back. His long passing is very good, able to switch the play from the back line out to a wide player in an advanced position on the opposite flank. This would be incredibly valuable for Chelsea, as in the 3-4-3 system the wing backs push forward aggressively, holding advanced width, so Carmo's ability to drive a ball out to Reece James or Hudson-Odoi on the right side will enable Chelsea to transition their attack into the final third a lot quicker. This ability can be seen as Carmo has completed 8 accurate long passes per 90 this season, the most of any centre-back in Liga NOS, with a 57% long pass accuracy rate as well. If Tuchel were to switch to a 4 at the back system throughout next season, which I think he will depending on the opposition, then Carmo is perfectly capable of being the starting centre-back alongside Thiago Silva or Tomori. So his defensive and on the ball ability, combined with his physicality, aerial ability and versatility in the back line, and the fact that he'll be just 22 years old, makes him a perfect centre-back target for Chelsea. In the next episode of this series, I'm going to look at the last player I think Chelsea should sign this summer, which is a bit of a wild card if I'm honest. I also have the same series going for Manchester United, so check out that as well, and remember to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, follow me on my other social media accounts as well, and click the bell so you get notified when the rest of the episodes in these series come out.